Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and especially Charlie. Since we have a wonderful new crop of Toastmasters, I love hearing all the icebreakers as we get to introduce ourselves to our club and get to know each other and have that first opportunity for a lot of people to open themselves up to strangers. And that's why it's such a wonderful experience to see somebody do that for the first time. And Charlie was like a big cuddly teddy bear. You just want to give him a big hug because he was so wide open and how he wanted to share his whole life story with us. The great part about what he had to share was his sense of humor. You have a great natural sense of humor that we're going to develop so that we can let it flow naturally and give the audience time to laugh at your wonderful jokes. Because when you said I played basketball because I was tall, and then you went right on to your next part of your speech because you were going to play, I missed it. But I was like, oh my gosh, he is tall. I bet he was a great basketball player. And when you said I was tall at 11, I was thinking, no, you were probably more like this. But those are some wonderful jokes, you know, and you could even turn those the other way and say, you know, I played golf because I was short, you know, or see, you can move it around a little bit. But there's a wonderful sense of humor there. Later on in the speech, you actually touched on something that's a little promiscuous from last week, but you did it in such a colorful way that I think it was almost like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Like, all the kids missed it, but all the adults are like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Look at the army guy in the back of the room. He's like, yeah, $1 for a live performance. I know what that is. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was another great joke that kind of like slid on by. So as speakers, we're going to learn how to take this material and deliver it. Because just like that lady, or gentleman, I don't want to be assume anything.
69.
You're killing me, Charlie. You're killing me. Just like that person in a dance teases us, we want to teach you how to tease the audience with our jokes and tease the information out. And different things you can do. Like when you mentioned that, I was thinking, you know, you got to have a dollar bill in your pocket. You know, and if you just like talked about teasing for $1 for beer and $1 for a live performance. And it just teases it out and it makes it more fun. The other thing you can add to your speech to tease a little bit more is instead of just giving your information, because we all just want to talk and tell and be understood, is to make the audience want it. And to tease them, we tease them with questions. And there are a couple of good ones, like, do you know how the city of Doral got its name? Because I didn't know that. And if you ask me that question first, it'd give me one like, wow, I have no idea. But Charlie was here before the city of Doral even existed. How did it get its name? Doris and Alfred. It's like, wow, that's great. If I said, do you know how Garmin got its name? You say, oh, I don't know, the GPS company. Gary and Ming Chow. California. They put their names together. I'm like, hey, that's great. So when you're speaking, let yourself go. The other thing I'd like to see is a new expression of that nervousness. Because everyone is nervous when they come up here, so the first thing we look for is how do you express that when you speak? And the way you do it is by sort of rocking. Not moving. Like John and I, we move a lot, and I've had to learn how to stay planted and focus and deliver a message. And you have a certain rock to you. And if you want to look at the video, you'll see it when you compare yourself to the screen in the background. And it's sort of just kind of going with the flow. So you want to plant and make sure that you take that nervous energy and let it out in your voice. Because you have a beautiful voice. And when you learn and practice later on in the manual to boom that voice off the back of the room, be a little quiet. When we talk about your first time in Houston, now you're a little scared. See, that's that tease that pulls us in. Plant yourself, have the voice, and I think you're going to grow to be an outstanding speaker. And I can't wait till your next speech. JP, Mr.
All right. Thank you. Our next evaluator will be Christian.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. John Lazar. This is the humorous speaking manual, and this is the project number 3, actually. Yes. make them laugh. And yes, he get all the points of the project. The introduction, it was really good introduction. The music, it was something that brought back to those times when everything was clapping, and you gave that enthusiasm to everybody, and everybody started with enthusiasm and waiting for what is next. What is next? That was a very good introduction. You were including the jokes on the body of your speech. One good part, it was how you were explaining to our fellow Toastmasters, our guests, our functions here as a Toastmaster, how we work in a Toastmaster, what is convenient, what is what we can get out of the Toastmaster, and you did it perfect. Many people come to our organization scared, but you put that little flavor today on your words, explaining why we are here, why we come every week, and how many things we can get out of this organization as a Toastmaster, each function. You gave this period and the enthusiasm to all participants to know when you are doing a role, why you are doing that role. But you put your smile there. You make jokes. You entertain today in 5 to 7 minutes to the people. People is not going to be scared because you help us to see that being here in front of the people is nothing. It's just something that should be natural for you. You give us that confidence. It was really good. You have a very good transition between the jokes that you were telling us what you were doing with the reality of what the functions of the Toastmasters are. You see, it was a transition between the good part, the funny part, and the serious part of our organization. One thing that I would like to see is you moving a lot here. Try to don't move a lot because you are using really good, but at the same time, when we are moving a lot here on the stage, we tend to be a little bit of too much on the stage. And the other thing, vocal variety. Okay, you have a good vocal variety, but I would like to emphasize those parts where you are talking and you are making that joke, and at the same time you are implementing with the seriousness of each of the meanings from our functions in the Toastmaster. Why? Because when you emphasize that part, it's like you are breaking out that fear that the people at the first time is coming here and they feel to be here. Break it down, increase a little bit more your vocal variety, make us be more comfortable when we are here, when we are joining our Toastmaster meetings. Thank you very much for your speech. I am looking forward to see another humorous speech from you because I'm learning a lot. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you. We have received voluminous amounts of information today. We should take them home and remember them, and then fold them in onto our next speeches. Let's see how we did on timing. Grace, can you give us a report?
We're very good.